Hi, my name is Renee. I'm with Crossroads Calligraphy, and welcome to our first Zoom calligraphy video demonstration. Titles. It's a working title. I think I'm calling them calligraphy demos. But I decided to do this series because it's good to have some question and answer around it, and it's also helpful for to see it in a video, to see the information specifically about posture in a video. So fortunately, I was by myself in the Zoom meeting this morning, and I say that it's fortunately because both of my web cameras were not working. So the camera setup was a little bit iffy, and that way with recording the videos this way, I have a little more control over mishaps in editing. So I'll go ahead and jump right in. I'm kind of trying to keep these demonstrations around half an hour or so. So let's go ahead and get started. What I suggested that you bring to class is a pencil, a paper, preferably lined paper, but it doesn't really matter. We're not doing anything specific. And then 1 or 2 bath towels, just regular towels. And I chose these because a lot of people have these in their homes already, though a blanket would work just as well, or a thin cushion or 2, really 1 thin cushion. And generally with calligraphy, we're working at a table with a chair. So that could be your dining room table, your regular work desk, the table at the library or the coffee shop, kind of wherever you are. And I also wanted to say that this demonstration is not like me telling you rigidly exactly what to do in your body. It's your body. You live there. And the things I'm going to say are tools that can help you support your own posture in ways and environments that work for you. So take what works for you, leave what doesn't. The video is going to be up, so you can always come back to it and re-listen to it and see what you get from it from there. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is breathing. And this is a tool that you always have available to you as long as you are alive, as long as you're breathing. So I just wanted to do a quick exercise to kind of help you direct breath in your body. Most of us, I think I read a statistic, we only use about 10% of our lung capacity. So I just want to show you ways to move your breath. So you can start by placing your hands on your sides if you can. If you can't, then just put your attention there, and as you inhale and breathe in, try to push your hands or invisible hands away from you with your breath. So that looks like. And I'm not squeezing or anything, I'm just placing my hands so you can see them. It's not a big action, it's just about bringing the attention there. One more. And notice already how much more deeply you have to breathe in order to get that motion. Okay, the next one is placing your hand just at the bottom of your rib cage and bring your breath there. You could even bring your hand a little lower for belly breathing if you want to. And as you inhale, just move the air there. Okay, and one more. Place your hand on your collarbones or at the upper part of your chest. And when you breathe here, direct your chest to move toward the ceiling as you inhale, instead of forward. We're not puffing it out, we're puffing it up. One more. And now if you want, you can combine all 3 types. So the first type, I said them out of order. The first type would be to breathe the first part of your inhale in your belly, the second in your sides, and the third, your upper chest. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders. So it's not a huge motion. Okay. The first breath, the second breath, the third breath, or the third part of the breath, and then watch my shoulders exhale. Now I didn't get to see it, I'm gonna do it again. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Not a huge motion, but it feels really different in my body. Okay, so again, that demonstration was to illustrate how you can move the breath in your body. And this doesn't just have to be during calligraphy. It could be with your any other time. Really, any other time. You can use this exercise to brighten up your torso and relax your shoulders on the exhale. And even it's helpful to lift your chin a little bit so you can clear the throat and help you to breathe. So what does this have to do with posture? We'll get to that after I switch camera views and go to the foundation of the body. So I'll see you in just a few. Now we get into posture. You want your chair at a height where your elbow just grazes the table. And my elbow hits the table. So that means that the desk is a little bit too low and that I'll be reaching too far. I'll be reaching up and over the desk to try to get to my work. So the first order of business is to adjust my seat using a towel. Now my chair is adjustable, but it's as high as it can go. So there's no way I can adjust the chair itself, but I can pad the seat a little bit. So I'll just start low and see. Oh yeah, that worked out. Wait, yeah, that worked out. Where it just touches the top of the table. The elbow just touches the top of the table. You also, I wish I would have said this in the preface, but these are things that I have been working with for years. I'll probably always work with them. I'm always correcting myself. I only brought one towel to class today, so that's why I'm undoing the towel. But you also want, ideally both feet flat on the floor, but at least one. Because having your feet flat on the floor it grounds the lower body, and it tells your spine that it doesn't have to hold your whole body up at this moment. So you want to sit toward the front edge of your chair because of the way that it aligns the pelvis. So if I'm sitting at the back of the chair, two things are happening. One, the back of the chair is lower, so my knees are higher than my pelvis here. And also, this is when I sit to the back of the chair, it tilts the pelvis up and forward. Like if I had headlights here at the front of my hip bones, they're pointing forward. Okay. I also tend to really overcurve my lumbar. So now they point down. Ideally, we want them forward. Okay. So sitting toward the front edge of the chair does two things for me. One, it elevates my seat a little bit with the way that my chair is. And two, it gets my pelvis nice and even. So now the legs, with my pelvis pushing, like pointing forward, and my feet flat on the floor, the legs are what's holding up the weight of my body, not the spine. If I'm to the back, then my spine, especially with the legs crossed too, there's not balance here. It's not a strong foundation. So I'm trying to get balance in my legs. My low back is curved way in. I'm reaching up and over the desk to try to get to my work. And I'm miserable. And also, you can't really see it in this view, but my shoulders curve up. Oh gosh. My shoulders curve up way toward my ears. So that's very distracting when you're trying to write in calligraphy. So again, feet as flat, at least 1 foot flat on the floor. A neutral pelvis, not too forward, not too back. Go ahead and take a second in your own body to tilt your pelvis back and forward. What's healthy for you. Don't further any injuries or anything that you have, and see what's a comfortable position for your pelvis. Okay? And remember what this feels like. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace my towel, and then we're going to focus on the rest of the posture. So I will see you in another minute. So now when I'm toward my work, my legs are catching me. So now I can move the breath throughout my body as I'm writing. Okay? So if you're in a position to establish your strong foundation, front edge of your chair, both feet on the floor, kind of like we're going to do some heavy lifting. Okay? Bring your hand to your low belly, and it's a 3-part breath. It's a 3-part inhale. 1, 2, 3. And then relax your shoulders back. Lift your chin a little bit so you can breathe. And now we're aiming for a neutral spine. And again, you can do this anytime. I really tend to do it when I am chopping vegetables. I notice that I just lean against the counter. And it's not very comfortable. My shoulders go like this. Okay, so now we have strong foundation, open torso. What do I do with my arms? Okay, so this is where you have your pencil. So if both arms are on the table, we run the risk of relaxing into our work. I say we because it's me too. It's me too. So we run the risk of relaxing into our work if both the writing hand and the non-writing hand are on the table. Okay, so now I have to reestablish my posture, and I'm just gonna breathe in. 1, 2, 3, relax. Okay, I'm me again. So the non-writing hand just rests on the edge of the table. Elbow is off the table. And I lean forward from my hips. Writing hand is on the table. Okay. Now, you also want to set up your work area so that your light source is coming from the opposite side of your writing hand. So if you're writing with your right hand, you want your lamp, window, whatever light you have, sunlight, coming from the left. If you're writing with your left hand, then you want your light source coming from the right. And this is so that your hand doesn't cast a shadow over your work, and this makes sure that you can see what you are doing. Secondly, you also want to have your paper far enough away from you that you're not trying to look around your hand to see your work. Okay, and this is going to be different for everyone, so play with it. Oh, I never said what the second towel was for. The second towel was for putting underneath your feet, to raise the level of the floor to your feet, and that way you can really lean your weight into it. I apologize for that, because I had my feet on the floor. Sorry. So you're also maintaining a neutrality in your spine at the top of your neck when you're not looking, you're tilting your head to the side to see under your hand. This is something I'm notorious for. I definitely tilt my left ear toward my left shoulder, and if I'm really concentrating, my left shoulder toward my left ear. Like if I filmed myself actually writing, that's what I would see. I know it. So that's something that I constantly correct, and I just corrected it, this other thing, which is curving my low back in too much. So I'm bringing my low belly back in and using my breath as a tool to lengthen my spine and relax my shoulders. Okay. So this is optimal position for writing. Now, I do usually sit actually at an angle to the desk so that my non-writing hand is not on the desk. But if I am facing the desk, I still try to keep my writing hand on the table and my non-writing elbow off the table. I can't believe I said it that way. You want to hold the paper in place with your non-writing hand. That's important. It's important to hold the page in place with your non-writing hand as long as the rest of the arm is not on the table. So if I'm writing an upright script, then ideally this is what I am looking like. Okay. One more for fun. Since I'm teaching Intro to Broad Edge Calligraphy in a couple weeks here, sign up, there's still spots. I have an easel that I put on my desk that holds my drawing board up, but that is a very recent acquirement. Before that, I had my drawing board on my lap like this to raise the writing surface toward me. This isn't going to work with pointed pen calligraphy scripts, but it will work with a broad pen. So now I'm still holding the page with my non-writing hand. Elbow is over here, and now my writing hand is on the surface, and I'm still working with it far enough away that I'm not tilting my head to see around my hand. Okay. I think that's it for this view, and now I want to share just a couple pointers about breathing while writing. Renee, when do we get to write? Okay, so breathing while writing, briefly. Inhale when you're moving the pen away from you. Exhale when you're pulling it toward you. Okay. So it's like okay. This is helpful for a couple of reasons. When you inhale, you give your muscles oxygen that they need in order to exert themselves. You're also letting your body know that it has air. So when you're writing, if you hold your breath, your body, your nervous system starts to freak out. Like, when am I going to get more air? And this is going to result in a shaky line. Okay? So when you're breathing as you're writing, what you're doing is you're using the breath and the energetics of your breath to guide your tool along. Okay? So go ahead and try it for just a few strokes, and you'll also, well, go ahead and try it for a few strokes. So inhale and place your pencil at the top line. Exhale, pull it toward the bottom line. Inhale, move your pencil toward the top line. Exhale, pull it toward the bottom line. Well, maybe I could be more specific. Inhale, bring your pencil to the top line, place the point down. Exhale, draw a line toward the bottom line. Lift. Inhale, place your pencil at the top line. Exhale, draw it toward the bottom line. And now check that you haven't crossed your legs. Check the neutrality of your pelvis. Inhale and lengthen your spine. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Hinge at your hips so that you're closer to your work. Inhale, bring your pencil to the top line. Place your pencil. Exhale, draw a line toward the bottom line. Lift your pencil. Inhale, bring it toward the top line. Place it. Exhale, draw a line. Okay, so in addition to smooth lines, when you inhale in between, the space between your lines becomes, becomes more even. So not only is your breath present in your calligraphy with your nice strokes, it's also present in between your letters as nice spacing. Okay. And when you find, or if you find, when I find that my posture has suffered, I start back from the foundation. Are both of my feet on the floor? Well, okay. I start back at the foundation. Are my legs crossed? And then it's, are both feet on the floor? Am I sitting at the back of my chair? You know, and then using the breath, and lengthening the spine, relaxing my shoulders, seeing where the paper is and making sure I can, and seeing if I need to move it around on the desk in order for me to be able to see it. And then, how is my breathing? And it sounds like a long process, but once you kind of have these little things down, you know where to make adjustments, and it doesn't take as long. Okay, I think it's time for me to flip the camera. So I just wanted to reiterate that I made this video to give you the tools to work them into your own practice, whatever that looks like for you. And it's not for you to do it exactly like me and copy me. Like it's for you to implement in your own practices and to kind of give you the tools and language to figure out what to do when you feel discomfort. The main goal of a good foundation in the body as you write is to extend the amount of time that you can write. If you're uncomfortable in your body, then you really probably don't want to come back to practice calligraphy. So if you have questions or comments or thoughts or need something shown more closely or in better detail, go ahead and let me know by either commenting under this video. You can also email me, Renee at crossroadscalligraphy.com. We are starting our intro to broad pen calligraphy class next Friday. Yeah, next Friday at the same time, 9 in the morning. It's 3 2-hour sessions, and it's just showing you really the basics of calligraphy that kind of apply to both broad and pointed pen scripts, but broad pen is a little bit easier to get started with because it is. So have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated, make sure that you're breathing. And we'll see you next time for the next calligraphy demo. Have a great day.